Hello and welcome to my awesome health journey. This Monday I hit 600 workouts at Orange Theory. 600 workouts. I started in April 2024 and this is the first year that I've gotten 200 in a year, so it has taken a while-ish to get there, but that is consistency. And it's been hard to be consistent. I'm not saying that this is easy. I was talking to someone kind of thinking about it because this is also my fourth month of doing yoga once a week. Only missed 1 week so far. And as I think I was talking about this last week, is when you hit bigger numbers or even smaller numbers, pretty much numbers, because I'm a numbers person, you kind of think back at what got you there. And, I've been talking about that for a while. But another thing that I work on, another thing that I do, another thing that way I think is I tell myself, which is both imagining, where will I be in 3 months, 6 months, in a year if I keep on doing this? How would I feel? How better will I be able to do this? How much my weight will go down? Even if it's only 15 pounds in a year and I'm, 465 and 450 are still different. But even if they're the same, how much better will I feel if I continue? Because remember, the first 8 months of me going to Orange Theory, I didn't lose a pound. I was 474 pounds for like 8 months. But I can tell you, even though I was in massive pain, I was able to feel better in 3 months, feel better in 6 months in comparison to where I began. Noticing able to walk a little better, noticing I was able to breathe a little better, noticing getting to the car and buckling my seatbelt was easier, things like that. And just keeping that mindset. In fact, that's what I did with yoga. I thought to myself, where will I be in a month, in 3 months? Generally, it's 4 now, and I can tell the difference in 4 months. I can tell the difference in my hips when I do the workout. I can tell the difference in my shoulders when I do downward dog. I am down 20 pounds since then, which does help. But those stabilizing muscles, which is another reason why I've done yoga, is I just know it's working out a different muscle set than Orange Theory, especially those stabilizing muscles that allow me, and hips. I really need to work on my hips more. So, but yeah, it's just having that mindset and then looking back. I think it's the carrot. I call it the carrot and the treat. There's that type of negative motivation of putting like this carrot in front of you and like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get there, and you chase that carrot. But at the same time, you need to eat the carrot, or I'd rather call it a treat. You want to eat the treat. You want to treat yourself. And the treating yourself is the looking back in 3 months, looking back in 6 months, looking back a year from now. In fact, if you go from a year ago, pretty much it was December 16th, 2024, my video was me talking about experimenting laying on the ground and not hurting myself because I was going to do something with a friend of mine. Unfortunately, it never ended up happening. I guess I saved myself $150. But it was a like a sound bowl meditation thing and a tarot reading. But I would have to lay down for an hour, and I was worried that I was able to do that without having my back be in a lot of pain, because it's been that way for like 10 years, I think, at least 8. When I used to go to, over 8 years. When I used to do cacao ceremonies all the time and lay down, I'd get up and my back would be hurting so bad. And I was just worried that that was the case. And it was getting worse when I was 470 and I hurt my back. And it's also really hard to get out of that mindset once you're there. I still am worried about getting on the ground, even though for the most part I'm fine. I'm not doing it now, mostly because of my hamstring, because I want to really rest it. But still, part of my mind is still worried. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, like, looking back a year ago, I was worried about laying on the ground for an hour and having my back be in immense pain. And now I can do that. A year last August, I was celebrating being able to do 5 workouts in a week. And now I don't even think about it. I'm doing 5 workouts this week. And I'm not even, barely registering. In fact, I'm going to hit 21 workouts this month. And I'm just like, that's just a thing that I can do now. And so that's a treat. That's celebrating. Giving myself kudos for what I've done. And I always give myself kudos. I always think of where I want to go, and I always think of where I've been and where I am now and what I've accomplished. They're both the same. I notice a lot of people, when I do talk about this and share my accomplishments, a lot of people ask if I'm proud of myself, especially when I say I have a long way to go. But yeah, I am very proud of myself. That's why I'm sharing this 600 video. That's why I'm sharing the fact that I bought 50-inch jeans. So I'm sharing all those things because I'm freaking proud of myself. Being consistent for this time, for the first time in my life, I am freaking proud of myself. 600 workouts? I've never done 600 workouts. I was in high school and I took summers off. And I was in shape back then. I was never, ever, ever being able to be consistent in my entire life. And for the first time, I've done it. And I'm very proud of myself. At the same time, I have a long way to go to get to an equilibrium of maintenance. I'm looking forward to someday reaching that point, and then I guess slowly declining because of age. But, that's life. And I just want to get to that point as well. So I look forward to where I'm going while celebrating where I am and what I've accomplished. They're both like one and the same. I think that both sides are important. You want a carrot. You want to use the carrot on the stick in the tree. You want to have your cake and eat it too because there's a lot of cake. And the cake is, I want that cake of 650 workouts. I want that cake of 700 workouts. I want that cake of 750. And every time I get it, I gobble it up and celebrate because yes. And I talked about that a lot when I was doing life coaching. When I did coach people, I coached a lot of people who just refused to celebrate their current accomplishments because they felt that'd make them complacent. That'd make them not recognize the fact and get them to stop. But I don't think that's a good place to live. I think it's a way to get you to burnout because you deserve to celebrate your accomplishments. You deserve to be happy with the good things that you've done and still want more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more after you accomplish something. Just gotta do both. You gotta celebrate who you are and everything you've done to this point. You gotta celebrate your hard work and dedication and still work on becoming better because always being, always becoming. Of my personal growth time, that's still one of my favorite things because we're always changing and change is the only constant of life. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too preachy. Thank you for watching. I am very proud of myself. My hamstring's getting a little better. I've decided that I'm not going to really push it until the transformation challenge, which starts on January 26th. So I'm just going to do 3 miles per hour at 3 incline until then and just give myself time to heal so I can get to the point where I'm pushing myself again and start working towards those goals, which has been kind of frustrating, but at the same time, working out and being consistent is enough to be proud of. Showing up when I don't want to show up, because I can tell you why I love exercise 600, and that's exciting. 601, 602, 603 are a slog because you're like, oh man, it's a long time to 650, 700 to celebrate again. But it doesn't matter. All that matters is if I go there when I'm happy, and I go there when I'm sad, and I go there when I don't want to work out, and I go there when I want to work out. What matters is that I go there and I be consistent. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy your life. I love you for who you are. And as always, you are worthy.